Hi, my name is Nirmala Singh. I come from Sweden. 2 years back, when I was in India, I started suffering from a back problem, and I went to Max Hospital in Panchsheel and met Dr. Valia. I got treated there, but finally it was so severe that I was in an S shape. I couldn't walk properly, and I spent 1 week in Panchsheel. Since I was advised to do surgery, but I'm not from India, I'm more comfortable doing it at home, I decided to do it in Sweden. But a nurse came down from Denmark. She flew me down on a stretcher back to Sweden. Within 2 days, I had my operation done. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well because they did not find the prolapse disc. But I was lying at home. I was feeling much better though. The post-operative phase took me about 2 months to recover properly. Hence, after 3-4 months, I was back in India again, started working. Everything was fine. 6 months later, I had a small back problem again, but I was lying in bed for 1 week and it went away. Then again, now in November, it started reoccurring. So obviously being in India and knowing that Dr. Valia is here, I contacted him again. He told me to come in if it was getting worse, which it did. I met him, we did an MRI, and there was no question about doing anything else. The slip disc was still there. So since I trust Dr. Valia, because he's always been a very stable and very trustworthy doctor, I decided to go for the operation. Within 3 days, it happened. It was done in the morning. In the evening, about 4 hours later after my operation, I woke up. The doctor came dangling with a little piece of slip disc. So I was very happy to see that the operation actually had succeeded well. It took me 1 hour approximately, and then afterwards I actually stood up, went to the bathroom on my own, helped with the nurse. Afterwards I was lying in recovery phase. For the total recovery phase was about 4 days, a total of 4 days. But I was walking the day after and walked every day, with a physiotherapist coming and visiting me. I was home on the 4th day, as I said, and it took me approximately 2 weeks to feel that everything was totally on normal again. These 2 weeks before I started working again, I went to Max Hospital again to do my physiotherapy every day. I spent 30 minutes there with the physiotherapy team. And now, 3 months after the operation, I feel totally well. I live a normal life. I go dancing every Sunday, Saturday, Friday. I exercise, I do horse riding. And my Max Hospital stay, my slip disc operation is very successful to me. And I don't have any whatsoever negative views or experiences about this operation. My overall experience here has at Max Super Speciality Hospital has been very good. If I see back to from the moment that I came in, I had my first consultancy with Dr. Valia. He looked at me, he then advised for an MRI, which I did with a man called Lee Joy there, who I'd met before when I was in Panchsheel. Everything went very well and smooth. It took me about 20 minutes to go through the MRI, listening to classical music. Then I met him again, Dr. Valia, who instantly saw the plates and said that we had to advise for surgery. Obviously, it's not a happy feeling to go through a surgery, but since I knew that it was in good hands, and my mother was there with me, she had just come at that moment from Sweden, so we just looked at each other and said that obviously we're not going to do it in Sweden. Since the first time it failed, There was no other way of going back to Sweden and doing it. Sweden is a very good place usually to do surgery, but it takes a very, very long time to go through a surgery. It takes a long time to get an MRI done. So here everything was very facilitated for us to go through the whole procedure. I was called in the morning for the operation, where a few tests were done. Then within half an hour, 45 minutes, I was taken down to for surgery itself. I saw Dr. Wali over there. I saw his team, who I also recognized. And then later on I woke up, I believe, I don't really remember now, but I believe it was about not even a few hours later. The nurses there were fabulous, all smiling, shining, taking good care of me, attending to my needs, giving very good food. Then I was taken up again to the place where I spent my 4 days. There the nurses again were very attentive to me. They all knew about my surgery. All of them knew that I had that I had a diam as well in my back. So everything was really very positive. Dr. Valia advised me to use a diam, to have a diam implant. And this in the post-operative phase, and now as a mobile person, I feel that it helps me a lot. Since I don't have any back problem, I feel that I can do any movement that I want to do. It took me 3 months as a totality to come back to my total normal phase, which includes that I can do a little more extreme sports like horse riding. But already after, I would say after 14 days, I felt that I was really in a normal stage. I was obviously a little cautious about my movements, but I felt that I was normal. Walking, a little bit of jogging, and I would say that I felt totally okay after 2 weeks time. After operation 2 weeks time. As a foreigner, we are obviously always very cautious about our insurance and how that is handled with the hospital. And Max Super Speciality Hospital handled this very, very well. I just had to get all my papers in order and discuss it with my doctor and with my insurance company back in Sweden. After that, I did not have to think about it twice. At the end of my stay at Max Super Speciality Hospital, I went through the bill. I did the formalities. I signed my papers. And the bill was sent immediately to my insurance company. I did not have to discuss it more with them. Everything was handled very, very smoothly. And for me and my family, it was a very comforting experience, since it is already a little difficult to go through an operation. But everything was really facilitated by the team and the crew at Max Super Speciality Hospital. Friends asked me, so how was your stay at the hospital? How are you now? How are you? But I kept on telling everybody that I felt actually that I spent 4 days at a spa, which is not really the case, but this is what the feeling that I have. I have no bad words. I have just good words. You are in very safe hands if you go with Max Super Speciality Hospital from beginning till the end.
Nirmala presented to me sometime back with very severe lumbar and sciatica, that was pain radiating down her right leg. I had seen her about 2 years ago the first time, and that time she was diagnosed to be suffering from a slip disc, for which I required surgery. At that time she had opted to go abroad for surgery, and she did well for some time, but then she had a recurrence of her symptoms. When she came to me, she was in severe pain and was practically bedridden because of the severity of pain. In addition, she was developing a weakness of her foot, which made surgery not only imperative but little urgent as well. So what it did was that we explored the previous surgical site. There was a significant disc fragment that was removed. In addition, to make sure that the adjacent segments are not affected, as she grows, but she's a young person. I put in a device called the DIAM, which is the device for intervertebral assisted motion. This is an interspinous device that was placed at L45. And I'm happy to say that she's done well, and she was walking about the same day of surgery. The second day of surgery, she could attend the social function, the wedding in the family. And now that she's been 2 months after surgery, she's been going rafting on the gauges, and she's done whatever she wants.